ஜெய ராத மாதவா ஜெய குஞ்ச பிஹாரி ஜெய ராத மாதவா ஜெய குஞ்ச பிஹாரி ஜெய கோபி ஜன வல்லபா ஜெய கிரிவரதாரி ஜெய கிரிவரதாரி ஜெய கோபி ஜன வல்லபா ஜெய கிரிவரதாரி ஜெய கிரிவரதாரி यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारि यमुनतीरा वनचारि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Yes, I was talking about this Bange Bihari. In Nidhuvan, that Swami Haridas, who was none other than Lalita Devi, appeared as Swami Haridas. And every night there used to be, rasa dance. And all the trees and all those special tulasi trees, they're all used to manifest as gopis. And nobody is supposed to enter in, because if anybody enters there in the night, they will be finished. They will be dead. And otherwise, they will get mad and we cannot talk what they saw. So that is happening. And that time, Radha Krishna both really gave a deity of Krishna. And that is what Bange Bihari is. So this Bange Bihari temple is very famous. I really told some stories. I like to add a few more stories. Because while some of the modern religions, so-called religions, are saying, oh, you cannot really worship God as vigraha, as idol or something, they don't understand. Because they are all worshipping as with what? Fear. Fear of God. Fear of God, if a religion is teaching, they cannot worship God as deity. That we covered already. They are not eligible. They are not qualified. That is why those prophets will say, no, don't worship deities, because they are approaching the God not with love, but with fear. Fearful, they cannot worship deity. But our Krishna consciousness is full of love and affection for Krishna. We are not sinners to be afraid. We are not eating meat. We are not killing animals. See, in the name of religions, we are not doing that. We are actually eating only what? Very sattvic food. And plants, vegetables and fruits. This is what is meant for us. But anyway, this Bange Bihari temple is very, very famous. And there, I would like to really put a couple of instances there. So, if you go to Bange Bihari temple, nearby the temple you will see so many sweet shops selling all kinds of sweets. The devotees buy sweets from here and offer them to Krishna in the temple. So, these Bange Biharis used to accept so much of laddus. In the early 1900s, there was a Mithai Wala. Mithai Wala means sweet shop owner, who had set up a shop selling sweets near Bange Bihari temple, and he had so much love and affection on Bange Bihari. And this was going on, and one day he received an order to make 40 kilos of laddus in a single day for a special occasion. While he sat in the shop, diligently working to finish his order, he heard a voice of a young child beseeching him to give him something to eat. And I was so hungry because that day in the Banke Bihari temple, not that much sweet was getting offered. It was very silent that day. So this mitai wala means sweet, the shopper. So he was looking, that voice was so sweet, and he stopped making this busy work of making these many kilos of laddus, and he looked at the boy, and the small boy is so attractive and black, and he was actually handing over something, saying, please give me some laddu, please give me some laddu. This is hypnotic voice of the young child. And he was falling on his ears so soft, and he stopped the busy making and then said, he took some, just a few laddus and then gave to the boy. Yes, you can have it. Yeah, go. And the boy actually just smiled and thanked him. But he just like that pulled a golden bangle and gave to the shopper for the 2 laddus. He gave a big golden, big, wonderful, bracelet. Gold. So he gave, and then he really vanished. And he just went away. And this shopkeeper was shocked. What? For 2 laddus? He gave this. Oh my God. This boy must have probably came from somewhere. And how did he get this bangle? But anyway, he was wondering what is going on. And then, next day morning, when he arrived at the shop, there was a lot of crowd around that Banke Bihari temple, and of course near his shop. And all the pujaris were thinking, oh, one bangle that was wearing, that we put on the deity, Banke Bihari is missing. It is very costly. We don't know where to find. What happened? Nobody is supposed to be going to the temple because the temple is always locked. And then this shop, man, mitai wala, when he came, then he heard, oh yeah, yesterday a small boy came and then gave me a bangle. Okay, he immediately gone into the thing, and then he took the bangle and then said, is it the bangle that you are searching for? Oh yes, immediately the priest realized this is the bangle that is missing from Banke Bihari's decoration. How did he get it? Then he told, he started, his eyes, the tears were flowing. Oh, now he realized. That was because, remember, Banke Bihari is a baby Krishna. So he came as a small boy. See, this is what it is. When you really, worship him, he is out of love, he will reciprocate. Not like the gods that other religions are really afraid of. And then the whole crowd really came to know that, oh, this is so wonderful. And anyway, so he gave the bangle back and then back to again decoration. So always remember, only recipient of our love is God only, and not like in the fear, no, love and affection. So our love and affection should be to the Lord. So here is a small incident that happened, it's not long ago. Another story of a wealthy businessman's wife who was abandoned by her own family. What happened? All her life, this lady spent looking after her husband, the children, and also the grandchildren, without even a moment for herself or things she wanted for her. She was always giving her whole life for her husband and the children. She sacrificed all her energy and life for her family. Her only focus was only to take care of the family. And see, every member of the family was well looked after. One day, she developed a small sore on her foot and hand, which refused to heal. On discovering that, it was declared that it was leprosy. It was actually a leprosy which is congestive. That means it can really go to others. If anyone touches, or even if anyone touches the cloth used by the leprosy people, this is that kind of leprosy. And immediately the whole family, an immediate change came over. From being the most loved person, she went to becoming the most avoided person. Nobody wanted to go near her. Her own children, her own grandchildren, her own husband, they were afraid of going near. Every one of her family distanced themselves from her and did everything they could and avoid. Whatever they could avoid, they avoided even by seeing her. So she told, why don't you really, just sit in a room and don't come out? And even her loving husband began to spend more time away from her, sensing that they did not like her to be around anymore. She confined herself in one of the back rooms in the house. She avoided all contacts with anyone, washing her own clothes, cooking her own meals in separate utensils that had been set aside for her by her children. One day, even this came to an end. Her 3 sons came to her and told her that it would be wise if she went out of their house. They said they would give enough money to take care of herself. They said, as your disease is contagious, we would not want to pass it on to our children or our grandchildren, do you? Then she wondered to herself, was it the very same sons who showered her with so much of affection, who always insisted to eat their meals only after she took her first morsel of the meal? That much affection that the children had and the grandchildren. They first used to really feed her and then only they will eat. That kind of affection they had. This was the last straw when her own children told these to get away from the house. Tears filled her eyes and all sorts of thoughts ran through her mind. Even she considered killing herself and ending the misery. But somehow she had some courage. One dead of the night, without anyone seeing, she just left the house quietly, without informing anyone, and without even a single rupee in her hand. Not knowing where to go, she approached a lady at that night in her neighborhood. She was actually associated with charitable work. The social worker. So she knew. So he really told, and then he really went and then told her. And on hearing her story, the lady advised her to go to Vrindavan and seek help in one of the ashrams there, because in Vrindavan there are so many ashrams where they will take care of these kind of orphans and the deceased, old women, widows, all those. There are a lot of charities running. And all right, so then he thought that is the only way to do. Dejected, she arrived in Vrindavan. And that is far away from the place, because this is North India. Even though it happened in North India, still Vrindavan is a long way. So she all finally, after walking, not even a rupee she had. Dejected, she arrived in Vrindavan and made friendship with an old lady outside one of the temples, who lived on alms. She was also, just alms, because devotees will go to the temple, take some prasadam, and then they used to throw a little of that to those beggars. So she was also there along with that lady, Because remember, nobody wants to go near her because of the leprosy. Anyway, at first, coming from a rich family, she hesitated to beg for foods and clothes, but without any alternative, she was forced to do so. Now it has come a way of survival for her, begging for alms in the daytime, and in the evening, she would go to the Yamuna river and bathe herself and return to the temple on time. Why? Only if she comes on time, she will get some prasadam. If she misses that, again, nothing. Huh? And the evening arati, they used to have, some free prasadam will be distributed. So her life changed drastically. And one day, when she really went to this Yamuna Ghat means bathing place. Yamuna Ghat. See here, there you can really get down through the steps and then take bath. And once he was actually, every day she used to come here to take bath because where else will go? Huh? And one time she slipped on the steps and fell into the river. He was about to get into the water, the last step, and she slipped because, all the fungus, everything will be there, so it fell down. That's it. Nobody to help. There was no one ready nearby also. There was no one ready to, and even when somebody was actually coming near, nobody was ready to touch and save her because of leprosy. She was desperately calling for help. Please help, I am drowning. No one was ready to help her. Nobody wanted to touch. And she was drowning. And she thought she was dying. But a moment later, she realized a small boy came and then took her arm and then took out of the Yamuna and then put her in the outside. And she was just, this young boy is so attractive. And she was just smiling at her and vanished. With a strange glow on his face. So this boy dived into the water. And only thing that she remembered was, this boy came. And he really took me out. And when she came out, and then after some time, she was asking, so where is the boy? Where is the boy? Where is the boy? Because he vanished. And he remembered only about that boy, no one else. Then some people gathered and all. They were asking, what? Did you see the boy? Did you see a black boy? So small boy here around. No, we didn't see any boy. And then, to her amazement, how the leprosy people will be, to her amazement, no more leprosy, no sign of any wound, and her foot, hands were all whole again, healthy, back to wonderful things. Her leprosy was completely gone. She got up. She started dancing. And somehow saw, someone actually saw all these things here. Aha! Why don't you go to this Bangi Bihari temple to say thanks to Krishna? Because he might have helped you. And she started to walk to the temple, her heart beating faster and faster as she approached. This is the very first time she was coming into this temple. She used to stay in some other nearby temple. Every day evening arati, she used to take some free prasadam. This is the very first time she was coming to the temple. And her heart was beating and beating. And on reaching the temple and seeing the image of the Vigraha, she fainted. She fell down and fainted. Why? Then she got up. You know why she fainted? She told, it was the same boy. It was the same color. What you are seeing on this slide, it is the deity of this Bange Bihari. This is the deity given by Radha and Krishna in the Nidhuvan during one of the nights rasa dance. And she fainted because it's the same boy who came. And she came back to the consciousness, understanding that she had been cured by Krishna's divine touch. A shiver of excitement ran through her. She felt great relief going through her spine and nerves. And she suddenly saw all her troubles completely vanished. While her leprosy detached her from her worldly family ties, now she realized that her real relation and only attachment was Bange Bihari. From then on, she stayed there in the temple and helping others in similar conditions and worshipping the Lord with all her faith. She never had even a single thought about her once that happy family again. That thought never came. Why? This family, it's all temporary, and then they will run away if they have problem. You just tell your own daughter or your son something that actually hits his ego, he will be immediately like a snake. Immediately, spit venom on you. They will talk something back to you to hurt you. Because if their ego hurts, that is it. This is family. This is the nature of the family, this family. And where? Lord is completely different. This is we have to understand. And she continued. She never thought about her family again. She continued her devotion and attached only to the Lord Krishna. When people visited Bange Bihari temple, they used to see this lady sitting at a corner and making garlands for the Lord. And none of her children or grandchildren bothered to even search for their mother or grandmother because of fear that they might get the leprosy. This is the life. That is why Swami Haridas, one of his famous poem, he sang this. That singing is it's amazing poem. If you want to show love, then show it only to Krishna, not anyone else. For he is the only one who really loves us. Not your family, not your friends. Actually, they will desert you when you really need love. So only the Krishna's love is permanent. You are safe only with Krishna. With these always in your mind, always sing his glories. He is your real and eternal love. No one else. This is the poem, the meaning of the poem. So this is Vrindavan. Vrindavan, these kind of wonders are happening every day. Every single day. But you have to give your love. If you are miserly, if you are really all chasing after money, family, bhakti is not going to come. So that means you have to, in your heart, you have to make a full determination. Oh Krishna, I belong to you and you belong to me. And this is the only relation that we have. This is the only eternal relation with love and affection, not of fear. Any religion who teaches the fear of God, they cannot worship any deities. because it is sin. That is what their prophets will also say. They are not qualified. They are eating meats and nonsense, all kinds of things they do. This is very important to understand. In order to have the pure love, first we have to be pure. And what is that pure is? That purity comes from just giving everything completely to the Lord, Krishna. There are so many places in Vrindavan. And this is one place that I really want to bring it in. This is Yavat. Actually, Vat means banyan tree. Yavat means the village of banyan tree. Also, you can see a tree at left, actually. There's the tree. That tree is none other than a saint, actually. Saint is living. The saint became a tree to witness all the spiritual pastimes happening with our eyes. These eyes we cannot see. This is happening only in the spiritual dimension. So here, this Abhimanyu, his mother Jatila, and also sisters, Kutila, they all lived here only. This is the place. This is the heart of, this is where our Gurudev told that he is doing the seva here. All right. So anyway, so this is a unique place that last time when we went, this is just a photo of that. And then again, this is our Gurudev's place. Always I'm telling again, I don't know how many people can really understand. And many devotees used to go to big temples, because they can really go and then hear some wonderful kirtans and these everything and dance and these everything. Okay, that is one way. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna does not dance in the temples. Krishna dances in the forest. He's not a temple-chari. He's a vanachari. He does not reside in the temples. So, but we mainly go to the temples, but not to the vanas. But I do the other way. I take those, not to the temples, these famous temples, I won't take them. I will take them to the places where they are really holy. And look at the condition of this place. Look at that. Our Gurudev gave so much of things to really recover. And actually now, if you see that in the DT also, DT room, there's a room, our Gurudev's photo will be there actually. He is attached so much with Yavat, as you all know. I don't know. Again, I don't have to really go, I cannot really go more deep into these, some of the secrets. So Gurudev considers only few places as his dearmost. Yavat, Terkadamba, Uddavakari, Radhakunda. This is exactly, I also want to really take everybody first as the main thing. So in this complex, the deity here called Radhakanta, that's the main deity. And at the side, actually, you also see there is the deity of, that's a Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the first Vaishnava. Always remember, Lord Shiva will be always near the pastime places of Krishna. At the opposite side, there is a small well from which the water is used for Abhishek and cooking. Look at here, there is no fancy, it's not really any opulence or anything, very simple. But what is it? It has so much of leelas associated with this place. So Srila Gurudev said that she lives here with Radharani, serving her. So should be my place as well. In fact, the name given to me by Srila Gurudev was based on this deity here actually. This deity is called, Bhagavan is Lord Krishna and Bhagavati is Radharani and Radha Kanda is the name of the deity. And so my name actually Gurudev gave like this, Bhagavati Kanda. So this is the deity in the heart for me. But anyway, this is the picture of Jatila, Kutila, and Abhimanyu we can see in the room. Remember, you may wonder why so many these things. Abhimanyu was the one who really got married to Radharani, and then Jatila, Kutila were doing so many problems, not allowing Radharani to get out. This is the look at here. If there is no obstacle, How will you test your strength? You have to have obstacles. Suppose you are making a drama or making a cinema. If there is no villain, who will see the movie? And anyway, so that is a material thing. But in the spiritual dimension also, to make everything interesting, that is why all these sweet pastimes are so relishable. Actually, on one occasion, Abhimanyu went to the market to buy some cows. He selected nice cows, and in the afternoon he was about to come back to take some coins to purchase the cows. Meanwhile, by Yogamaya's arrangements, a rumor was spread in Yavat that Krishna is coming in the disguise of Abhimanyu to see Srimati Radharani. When Jatila and Kutila heard the story, stood at the gateway of the village with the broomstick. They were determined that Krishna was not even going to have even a moment of glance upon Srimati Radharani. So Abhimanyu came there not expecting anything. Real Abhimanyu came, right? But as soon as Abhimanyu arrived, Jatila Kutila started screaming at him, "Get out of here. We know that you are actually Krishna disguised as Abhimanyu, and we are going to..." They were beating him like again and again, and get out and get out. As they were saying, the whole village of Javat was in an uproar. Get out here, get out here. Who was that? Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu did not know what in the world was happening. So he tried to explain. I just came back to get some money to complete my purchase of the cows. But they said, get out, I know your tricks, because they are thinking that Krishna has disguised like this. We know your cunningness, Krishna, get out of here. So he ran away. And meanwhile, from another direction, Lord Krishna came perfectly disguised as Abhimanyu. Look at here, Abhimanyu. When Jatila and Kutila saw him, their hearts were overwhelmed with parental affection. Oh, now the real Abhimanyu is coming. My son is coming. Remember, the one already came, he was beaten up, right? That was the real one. But now Krishna is coming as Abhimanyu, and now they are saying, "Oh, please, oh, come, my son, please. So happy to see you. Krishna just came and was disguised as you, but we drove him out of this village. Now Radharani is waiting for you." Krishna said, "Very good. Today is an auspicious day for Radharani to perform the puja to goddess, Mangala Devi, Mangal Devi. She should go. She should fast today, and she should go to the..." Why they are doing this one is for the sake of... See, look at here. Look at the Leela. I'm just putting so many Leelas are there. This is always happening. So it's all arrangement. Who is Abhimanyu? Shadow of Krishna only. A shadow cannot touch. So these are all arrangement by Yogamaya. You understand now? Okay. So now I have some more time. Okay, let me go little faster. Okay, all right. This is placed very near to Yavat. It's called Gokilvana. So this Gokilvana is also a lot of pastimes are there. A deity that you are looking at, this is actually the deity of Saturn, Shani Deva. Saturn, actually, if you want your difficulties to really go away, you people normally worship Navagraha, and one of them is this Saturn, Shani they say. But the thing is, we don't worship. This is actually some the bhaktas who really do not actually belong to Krishna love, but they really want to have their own typical deity worship kind of thing. Remember the Hindus, like the Hindus. So this is what they do. But this Shani Pavan also has he's a devotee of Krishna also. That is why, another reason, they really put this thing. But if you go there, you will really sometimes disappoint. Why? Look at what they do. This is at the back side of the Shani temple. They pour oil. What is the oil? I think this They worship with oil, pouring oil on the deity of the Shani Bhagavan. That's a small deity, not the main one on the thing I showed you. Inside, there's a deity they worship. They pour so much of oil, and all the oil cans, everything, they throw it out at the back. Look at what the mess it is. This is what is happening. Anyway, you all might have heard about Vallabhacharya. This Vallabhacharya is actually in the one of the four parambaras, in the descending parambara. So he had a bhajan kutir here. So when he was having a bhajan kutir, he was sitting, he did not care about any sun or any shade or anything. So if here what happened, if you go forward and turn left, you will see Ratnakunda. And if you turn right, you will see the Shani temple, Shani Deva temple that I showed you. So what you see in this picture at right is the backside dump area of Shani Deva temple. But what is the thing again here? Look at the tree. I am going to talk about something. This tree is special because when Vallabhacharya was actually meditating nearby, this tree was actually, he wanted to serve the Vallabhacharya. So it bent itself and it was really growing like this, and then eventually it was giving shadow just on top of where Vallabhacharya was sitting and meditating. This is a very special tree. Look at that. This is a very special tree. Trees don't grow like this. Trees grow like that. And exactly that's the place where he was. So in the beginning, Vallabhacharya did not have any shade. And this tree, who was actually standing nearby, and that really wanted to give seva. But anyway, this is Ratnakunda. Just to turn, if you go forward and then make a left there, this is Ratnakunda. Ratna means jewels. Where exactly all the gopis really are getting so much of jewels? Remember, you have so many stories, so many histories where they had so much of jewels that they even used to donate as, when there was a Brahmana who really, came to Krishna for asking for some help. And Krishna said, okay, I don't have anything to give it to you. Okay, because the Brahmana came and said, oh, I have a daughter who had to be given in marriage. I don't have money. Please help me. He said, I don't have any money. My only father has the money and mother has the money. Only I have is Radharani. All right, I will give Radharani to you. Oh, then the Brahmana then got worried. Oh, I already have a problem, to getting marriage to my daughter. You are giving another daughter to me. So what will I do? So you are giving more problem. And then he said, okay, all right, no problem. Now I will buy Radharani back by giving her weight, how much weight she has, that much jewel I will give. So all the gopis there, everything they gave everything on a big scale, taras. They put it, Radharani sat in one, and they put all the jewels on the other one, and they a lot of money, and God, Brahmana was so happy. Anyway, so all the jewels come from this particular Ratnakunda. Ratna means jewels. It's a place. It just manifests because of the Yogamaya's arrangement. But right now, if you really see the place, it's all so many, because there's no maintenance. That's the problem. And this is, okay, so with this one, I will complete. And this is called, Krishna, because if you read the story, Krishna wanted to really meet Radharani, that is Yavat, right? So from Yavat, if you see, you will see this Gokilvana, that the Shani Bhagavan temple, which I am talking right now. And then if you go further, then you have Ther Kadamba. And then after Ther Kadamba comes Nandagaon. This is the line. Okay? There is so much of wonderful pastimes happened there. So one day Krishna came to this place and climbed on this tree, the tree what you are seeing right there. Now it is all, gone. It's so old, 5,000 years old tree, but it is still there. And he climbed on the tree and made a voice as cuckoo, 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 like that. So he was whole night thinking that at least Radharani will come. His voice was going out to all surrounding places. It was so strange and different. Radharani and the gopis came to know that it must be Krishna. Also at the same time, Jatila and Kutila also came out and wondered, oh, this bird is so strange and singing so melodiously. And by the time Radharani and the gopis also came out, and Vishaka asked, told Jatila, oh Maya, we want to go there and then see this strange cuckoo. Jatila was so mesmerized by the sound and gave permission. Now you can go and then see. Go. Of course, they all knew it was Krishna and met him here. You understand that? This is the place where... Okay. So this... Okay. Yeah, maybe you want to talk something, Maya? Yeah, you'll record. Anyway, so now this is another place I want to... Oh, so many, thousands of places. In fact, as a matter of fact, as of today, there are 5,500 temples in Vrindavan. And previously there were 10,000 temples. This Muslims king, remember Aurangzeb, and Muslims came and atrociously they destroyed so many temples. Just because of this wrong, think that, oh, God is only fear, so no deity worship, and they demolished. So many thousands of temples were broken. So this is one place called Kishori Kunda. In the Umrao village near Yavad. It's also near Yavad. That is why I am putting this. Known for the Leela of Srimati Radharani's coronation as the Queen of Vrindavan. Because here, Tulasi Maharani, Brinda Devi is the owner of whole Vrindavan. She donated the whole Vrindavan at the lotus feet of Radharani. And in fact, we performed a drama also. How this whole ceremony was really done and everything. So this place attracted Sri Lokanath Goswami, who is the guru of Narottam Das Thakur. And with its beauty and transcendental power, he was so attracted. And he performed his bhajan here. And soon he received a deity of Sri Radha Vinodlal from Krishna himself. Krishna himself came. The God himself comes and then gives, yes, this is the deity form of me you worship. It is described in the Bhakti Ratnakara that Lokanath Goswami lived under a tree. And when it rained, he hid the deity in the hollow of the tree. Because remember, they are all used to live under the tree only. This was the life of a mendicant. This is how our all acharyas were so simple. So when the rain comes, used to hide the deity there under the hollow. There's a hollow. It was there in the tree because many trees, olden trees and all, you will see hollow there. So he used to keep there. And then after the rain is gone, and then he really again take out and then. So ordinary times, what also he was doing was, he actually made a pouch, big pouch, and then he was carrying the deity wherever he used to go, around his neck. And with great love and devotion, he would offer fruit. See, love and affection is our Krishna consciousness. We need deities. Otherwise, how will you offer? Just like that, some imagination? No. You can have some real, because God is everywhere. Why can't he be in the deity form? Why? What is the problem with that? God is not formless. Formless is Brahman. God has a spiritual form, not this kind of form. That we don't understand. That is why they are saying God is formless. This is not correct. God, why? You have a form, even a table, chair can have a form. God cannot have a form. Why not? This is nonsense actually. People do not have any common sense. And yes, he used to lovingly offer fruit and roots and shak, whatever he really finds there in that forest. And to this Radha Vinod Lalju. And now on the banks of the Kishori Kunda, there is a large temple with a Pratibhi Murti of Sri Radha Vinoda. The Pushpa Samadhi of Lokanath Goswami. And a few years ago, here appeared a throne of Sri Radharani. All of a sudden, one of the used throne that was used when they were all doing this Leela 5,000 years ago, that just magically appeared there. And that is in memory of the coronation as a queen of Braj by Srimati Paurnamasi Devi and the Brinda Devi. So this is the famous place, actually, very, very famous place. And this is the picture of the same Kishori Kunda. And then, if you really see from Yavat, and what did I say? You will see the Gokilvana, because Gokil means cuckoo. That's the place where Krishna was really, making this sound in the night to meet his dear ones. And then after that is Ter Kadamba. Then all the way, if you see that this is the Nandagaon. Nandagaon is a very holy place where Lord Krishna lived for a long time, since they all moved from Gokul. So, this Nandagaon is actually situated on the top of a hill called Nandishvara Hill. So, Lord Sadashiva is the guardian of this Goloka Vrindavan. Before Lord Krishna descended to this earth, he worshipped Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Who? Lord Krishna descended to the earth. Who is the Lord Krishna and who I worship Swayam Bhagavan Krishna? Who is that? So this is the Lord Shiva. So there is two things now. One who really appeared in Madura is actually not the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. That is expansion, who is Lord Narayana. And Sadashiva is actually the first Vaishnava. So before this 5,000 years ago, and here Sadashiva also worshipped Krishna to really allow him to participate in his pastime. So he became this hill. That is why this is called Nandishvara Hill. Nandishvara means the bull. Bull is the Vahana, is the vehicle of Lord Sadashiva. So he became a hill here. So that means this Nandagaon hill is the manifestation of Lord Shiva to hold the feet of Sri Krishna on his head. These Nandagaons where Lord Krishna performed his Balya childhood, especially Pauganda Leelas. I talked about in the last class, I think, Pauganda. Remember when I was talking about this Gopashtami? Is that? Yeah, that's all. So initially the ancestors of Nanda Baba were staying here only. But due to problems created by demons, and they're all part of the Leela, pastimes, they moved to Gokul. But again, after problems by Putana, Chakadasura and Trinavarta demons, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya and everybody, they have moved again back to Nandagaon. They initially were here, then they moved to Gokul, then they really came back again. So Nandagaon was the original place where Nanda Maharaj was also appeared. Actually, Nanda Maharaj was also born here. So what you see on the top as the temple was there, that is basically the palace. Palace is there. Now they really made that thing. Okay. Now, I don't think I really have much time. So this is called Nanda Baitaka. There is another story, big story but I don't have time to say. And I mentioned Ter Kadamba. This is the Ter Kadamba. What is the Ter Kadamba? From Nandagaon, when Krishna is really taking the cows to herd, he used to come to this Ter Kadamba. And if you go further, then you will see Yavat. That's what I really told about it. All right. So this is a very, very famous place. This is my heart, at least. So in memory of this is where all Radha Krishna Leelas, everything, all the rasa dance, everything happens here. But again, I don't have time. I have to really prepare for the other class. And in the Ter Kadamba, there are a lot of things there. Remember, we are actually reading this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. The Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was written by Rupa Goswami at this place. And in fact, this is the one of the Swamiji. At that time, I didn't take the I was actually not a grahastha life. That's why you see me as white cloth long time back. And there, this Swamiji is very very nice Swamiji. But anyway, he really showed. That's what you are seeing is he's showing one of the original manuscript written by Rupa Goswami. Look at that. He's just showing that. So this is how so deep. And how much you can really narrate, and so many wonderful things are there. And there are so many pastimes here also. But why is the time? There is no time. And especially for about this particular place, I wrote a poem called Ter Kadamba, the song. This song, it was again long time back. I think I have to make the video again or something like this. What is it? What is it described about? In the Ter Kadamba forest of Vrindavan, cuckoo birds are ecstatically calling, searching and waiting for their dear Lord Sri Krishna. But again, I wrote it in Tamil. So, but I am just translating. Parrots on trees are talking with choked voices, and peacocks are dancing with their wide opened wings. All the trees with affection are showering with their flowers and waiting and searching for their Krishna, because every day morning he comes here for cow herding. Then after that in the evening he goes back. Rain clouds are beginning to appear on the sky for giving shade, and the gentle breeze is blowing to welcome their sweet Lord. All the insects and birds and everything is singing to glorify, and the deer are also waiting for their dear Krishna, who loves and embraces every one of them. Oh Sakhi, this is gopis are now talking. All my mind has become fully mad and throbbing to meet him. Me and my mind are desperately looking for the beautiful son of that Nanda Maharaj. Who is that? That is Krishna. I will play only very little probably, because now the time is running. Okay. The quality, still we have to re-record or something we need to do.